Hey guys, how's it going? This is 5-minute reviews where I try to review 5 new number ones that came out this week in 5 minutes or less. Let's go. All right, I'm gonna start off with Batman's Grave, Secrets of Sinister House, Joker, Cobra Kai, and finish off with Dr. Doom. Okay, so Batman Grave, this is gonna be a 12-part miniseries written by Warren Ellis, and it kind of starts off with Alfred walking outside of Wayne Manor and then going and tending to the Wayne's family grave, including Bruce Wayne. So already I'm kind of like I'm a little bit confused because we got Alfred, who's, hey man, he's a servant even in death. You know, he's here, he's there taking care of these people, making sure they got flowers, make sure that he's ripping the weeds out and stuff. He's a really good guy. And then the next page, it just cuts to freaking Batman overlooking the city, looking all mighty as hell. And I'm just like, what the hell is going on? And you know, he's doing what he's doing. He's running around in alleyways, beating up criminals, doing his Batman duties. Where he finally gets a phone call because there's like 911 is putting people on hold, and that's kind of ridiculous. But if you've ever called 911, they do put people on hold sometimes, which is really weird. But anyway, he answers the 911 call, and he goes to this apartment building where there's, you know, a really bad odor indicating that, you know, there's a corpse. So he does what he does. He busts down the door and he's looking around. He sees the corpse and he sees like this guy was killed by like a professional. Like he cleaned everything. Everything was cleaned up real nice and tidy. And he did this really cool thing where he was able to like take a visual of the entire room, and pretty cool. So like this whole issue, he's kind of like just trying to figure out, kind of like Detective Comics. Like he's trying to figure out and be a detective and try to say, hey, what the hell is going on? Who the hell killed this guy? Why is he here? And then at the end, it was, I'm kind of a little bit confused because he goes back to the apartment and he lifts up the bed where the guy was buried and he looks under the floorboard and the murderer was hiding there the whole time. It just seemed kind of dumb. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm not getting it. Please let me know in the comments down below. All right, the next number one is Secrets of Sinister House, issue number 1, where we got this freaking crazy cool cover. But it's an 80-page giant with 8 different stories inside of it. That, you know, it's a lot to read in one day. You know, the first story, we got Batman and he looks terrifying as hell. The next story, we got Harley Quinn and Zatanna. And then after that, we got freaking a Dead Man story, which is pretty damn cool. And then they threw a Constantine story in there. And then a Martian, a Manhunter story. Even a Detective Chimp story. And then to wrap it all up, they had a Green Lantern story in there. So there's all these different stories. So if you're a fan of any of these one little characters, yeah, pick up the book. I think it's like a $10 book. I think if you wait a little bit, the price might go down a bit. I didn't get a chance to read every single story, but I skimmed through most of them and it was okay. It wasn't nothing too special. Let me know if this is something you might pick up or you're just like, meh, you know, just another 80-page giant book. All right, next up, we got a book by John Carpenter, Joker, Year the Villain, which I'm a little bit upset that it's just a one-shot, but you know, I kind of get it. Starts off with Joker breaking out of the Arkham Asylum, you know, like always. And then he goes and kills like all his Joker disciples, but there's like one that's been there the entire time that's watching everything. So he's like dumping a vat of toxic waste. And this guy's just standing behind him. And Joker literally turns around. He's like, how long have you been there? And he's like, the whole time. So, you know, what better thing to do when you find someone like that than, hey, you're going to be my new henchman and you're going to be driving my damn car. So that way he's got a chauffeur. You know, Joker's got too much things on his mind. He can't be driving. It's pretty cool. They stop at this gas station and they're inside. They're doing what they do inside the gas station. And a super villain comes in and Joker just lays him out completely. And then he steals this Batman and Robin costume and they start going out in the city and like being vigilantes to some degree. I don't want to say any more about the book because it's actually really good. I recommend you pick this book up. I think the artwork inside was pretty good. I think the story for being a one-shot was pretty damn good. And I kind of want to see more like Joker stories like this, or just like little one-shots here and there of this, because it's pretty cool. All right, next up we got Cobra Kai, The Karate Kid Continues. All right, now if you watch the Karate Kid movies, you know it was all about Daniel LaRusso and like through his point of view, and then he was fighting the other guy. Now it's more about the other guy's point of view, and you're seeing the book start off in like 1979 and you see him and he's getting hit by his father. His dad's kind of like a misogynistic guy, so kind of naturally when he was going down to the dojo, he was more or less infatuated and gravitated towards his sensei as like a father role. Then it goes ahead and cuts to modern day in 2018 where now he is the sensei and he's teaching new students and telling his kind of story, his background, talking about all the different fights that he won in competitions and trophies he's got, how hard he worked. And there's even a page where he cuts down to going on the beach and fighting with his ex-girlfriend, and then Daniel LaRusso shows up, and it's pretty cool if you're a Karate Kid fan. And if you have seen the original movies, I recommend going on YouTube and watching the little mini-series show that they got. It's actually pretty good. With that being said, if you're not watching the new show and you haven't seen the movies, you probably won't like this book at all. All right, now besides Joker came in second place. Dr. Doom, issue number 1, came in first place, and it's going right on my pull list. So right away, it starts off with the news talking about how we found a way to reduce global warming and CO2 gas and all that stuff by creating a black hole hole on the moon, and that way we could deposit all the nuclear waste into that black hole because it's a bottomless pit. The news is talking about it. It's a very popular thing because, you know, Reed Richards is doing it and he's a genius. And then they bring Dr. Doom on air, and Dr. Doom is saying the negative of it and how he feels this is going to backfire. And the story goes into how Dr. Doom is a big on patience and Reed Richards is kind of sloppy. And it was funny because they were kind of jerks to him on air, and as soon as he came off air, he told his henchmen to go and get me that news reporter, and then he tied him up and he's like, hey, make sure you feed that guy once a day. And as the story goes, there's actually a catastrophic mistake that takes place on the moon and the whole thing blows up. But as the thing is blowing up, Dr. Doom, he runs like his own little country. So he's got his own little military base with missiles. Somebody hacked into his missiles and launched all the missiles at the exact same time that malfunction happened and sent all his missiles to the space center over on the moon, kind of framing Dr. Doom as, hey, here's this multi-bazillionaire guy who's against this thing, and then he launched missiles and he killed over 3,000 people. So now the entire world is coming after Dr. Doom. It's not even like he wanted to be right. He was like, you know what? I hope I'm wrong. And then he goes to his people and he's like, you know what? There's just no point. I need to surrender. I need to surrender. And then we got people attacking him and he's like, you fools, I'm surrendering. And it's just a really good book because I didn't expect this coming out of Dr. Doom at all. I'm kind of like rooting for Dr. Doom. I'm like, hey man, you know, I feel bad for this guy, dude. He didn't even do anything. All right, I hope that was 5 minutes. Maybe 5 minutes of review and then like a minute intro, a minute outro. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to comment down below. What are your thoughts on these books? Are you gonna pick them up? Did I pique your interest in one of these books? And like always, smash like, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification because you know I go live all the time, man. I'm always doing these random live streams, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.